Cool. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball HTB. I hope you're well. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. Look, this is a bit of a different flavor here today for you guys. I normally actually pre-record my shows, particularly this one here, Ball and All Chat. But I thought, you know what, stuff it. Let's try and make this go live. Yeah, that's what I thought I'll do. But without further ado, we'll get into it. But just quickly, hope you're well. Yeah, I hope you've had a good day today, really, sincerely. And if you haven't, I hope I cheer you up. Be well, and yeah, spread the love. That's right, we're going to spread the love. I think it's a very important thing to do, in any community you're in, and to remember that you are valued, and that, yeah, me as a creator, as a content creator, I'm here for you guys, for your entertainment, but at the same time, I do generally care for you all. So in saying that, we'll get into it. All right, so as I said, Ball and All Chat. I've got a few topics here that I'm going to be discussing. Again, please give me your opinions and thoughts as I try and mull all over this here, as I quickly read the comments before I commence. Hey guys, how are you all? SRT, let's do this, man. Let's do this. All right, so this is just a little bit of a cheesy little cringe sort of intro thing before I hit into the topics. But if you guys haven't done so, please watch my prior videos. I have saved some playlists as well for you guys. California Rugby League, NARL, that's North American Rugby League. I've done my league checkmate, which I hope to put some more videos regarding that this week, as well as my Nesian 4020. I have other videos too. I have the festive show as well, which is primarily South Australian Rugby League. But again, feel free to please watch them, like them, share them, all that stuff there. As you know, I try to, try and spread, I suppose, my sort of knowledge or my own personal preferences of rugby league topic-wise. And last one as well, I am actually very close to 500 subscribers. It's a huge blessing, considering I started this in, I think, late May, early June. So to be close to 500 is awesome. Look, I'm pretty confident. I think I can keep going and striding from here. But again, guys, thanks for being with me, part of this journey. But what's happening is that after I reach 500 plus subs, I'm actually going to be doing a gift giveaway. Granted, I'm not sure what it is, but it's going to be rugby league related. And it's just going to be a gift as a thank you for your dedication to HTB. The way you've just viewed and watched my stuff and just being part of this HTB ride, So yes, I'm close to that. And when we get there, definitely a special giveaway for you guys. I'm not sure how to sort of run this little giveaway thing, so I'll have to sort of do a bit of research there. But yes, look forward to that. So one of you viewers will be getting a special gift of some sort directly from HTB. All right. Now, here we go, right? We all know the NRL, I think, in my opinion, has been, what's the word? It's been infested, maybe, and a lot of topics to talk about, basically. One of them can be talked about regarding Latrell Mitchell. You can look at Brandon Smith, Torah, different things like that. But what I want to do is just go topic to topic and sort of give my opinions and views. Basically what I do in Ball and All Chat, and then you guys can give me your own opinions. I'm going to quickly just read through the comments. Hey, Pete, SRT, how are you guys? Welcome. All right. So the first topic, Latrell Mitchell. So he said, may as well play tag in reference to the NRL losing its aggression. We all know who Latrell Mitchell is. I don't think there needs to be a real conversation on who he is as a player. We know who he is, his gifts, his talents, perhaps his aggression. Now, for someone like Latrell Mitchell to come out and say that, remembering the context of what happened to him last season and why he's suspended, more on that later on, it sort of bewilders me, actually, that he's commenting those type of things. What are your thoughts when Latrell Mitchell himself talks about the fact that rugby league, in his opinion, is not as aggressive as it should be, considering he's the one who need I remind you, damaged Joseph Manu, right? And has, in my opinion, a bit of a knack for the dirty play here and there. Aggression in rugby league is good. We love it. We see it when the boys carry the ball, when they do the big hits. But there's a difference between aggression and just reckless stupidity. And he may probably have those two mixed up, in my opinion. Again, what are your thoughts there? I'm not trying to say that Latrell Mitchell shouldn't be aggressive. hey, I'm a big Latrell Mitchell fan, to be fair, but I'm just saying in context to what he's done, I just think it's a bit ironic, that's all. Should rugby league lose its aggression? No. Are the refs a bit, what do you call it, very, nanny-ish about it, so to speak? I think they are, but in saying that, you're just going to wait and see as to how this sort of prevails. But I think it's an interesting comment that he's made anyway. All right, here we go. SRT, good on Latrell for standing up and saying it as it is. The toughness is the attraction. Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, the toughness of the NRL is the attraction. It's the fact that this is a sport that not just any human being can do. And I'm talking about at the elite level, right? We're talking about the NRL. We're talking about state. We're talking about international, right? So, yeah, absolutely, I agree. Is he right saying that? Absolutely. But, again, the context is we know Latrell, his aggression can sometimes lean towards not so great moments, right? So, again, it's about balancing that out. How do you sort of balance the two, particularly when Latrell Mitchell says it? Or in other words, how can the NRL, perhaps just a bit off tangent here, but how can the NRL, for example, try and make it more aggressive? Do we let the players carry on? Not too sure there. But again, that is up for discussion. But yeah, feel free to give me your thoughts and stuff on it. Again, guys, we've got a few things to cover. And if you come here late, hey, how you going? Hope you're well. So all good. Next topic, Tyrell Fuimaono. Now, we all know what happened here, preseason trial between the Eels and the Dragons, which subsequently led to Hayes Dunster basically tearing, now I believe it was the ACL, MCL, as well as PCL. I'm not a doctor here. I have no idea what that is. All I know is that it's knee damage and basically the whole combo. Tyrell Fuimaono, obviously in a state of shock, remorse, obviously full of regret, as you would be. Tyrell Fuimaono as well has been suspended, I believe, for 5 weeks. Now, the topic here I want to bring up with you guys, and again, opinions as well, tell me your thoughts, is should Dunster's length of timeout also be the same for Fuimaono? Further explore, should the NRL sort of perhaps look into this? Granted, I understand that Fuimaono did not mean to end Hayes Dunster's career, a season, sorry. I know he didn't mean that, right? But in saying that, we still have a player who's now out. We have a young player who was up and coming, who was ready to take the NRL world by storm. And now he's not going to. He's going to be sitting on the bench, watching other players take his spot. I can't even imagine the mental health that will be going through his mind, the mental battles, particularly when you're just right there. He was so close, And so I guess my point is, if you damage someone incidentally, whatever, Fuimaono, for example, should Fuimaono have been suspended for the season as well? Hayes Dunster can't play anymore, right? 5 weeks ban, 5-week ban, sure, may seem justified. Again, I understand people say it was an accidental tackle. I get it, I understand. Fatigue, bad technique, whatever it is, it happened. Like I said, that's the result. Is a player is now out for the season. But should Fuimaono have copped a season-ending suspension too? Should the NRL, or would the NRL actually look into things like that? And if they did so, would that be crossing a particular sort of line? Will that be too much? Will that be too little? Tell me your thoughts there. But yeah, look, like I said, poor Hayes Dunster. I believe the two in-laws, which may make things a bit awkward. But in saying that, I do not believe for 1 second that Fuimaono meant that. However, I think tackles, particularly the hip drop tackle, should be ousted from the game. It needs to be gone. You can't be having those type of tackles, especially when you look at the weight difference between. I think that was probably the main catalyst for why he got injured. There was obviously that awkward, happening. But, when he sort of bent the knee and all that stuff, damaged it. But I think ultimately, too, just how heavy Fuimaono was compared to him. It's almost a very unfair tackle to make, particularly when you're a very big person on a very small one. But look, food for thought there, but I'll just read this comment here. Nez Williams, hey, how you going, bro? Seeing Latrell get sucked in a few tackles when it goes again, when the aggro's done on him. Yeah, that's true. Yes, that's true. Just quickly, that's one thing about Latrell Mitchell as well. Hey, like I said, I love Latrell Mitchell. Don't get me wrong, I'm actually a big fan of him. But yeah, that's right. I've seen him get a bit aggro when he has it done to him. But hey, maybe that just sort of encapsulates who he is as a player. Maybe that's just who he is. He just loves the aggression, the argy-bargy, the how's it going, Who knows? But yeah. And SRT, I bet if we allow them to fight again, then you'll think twice about injuring someone. Well, you know what? Just speaking of that, I watched a little bit of ice hockey. And in ice hockey, basically, they allow their skaters to basically have a one-on-one. If they have an issue, they have a one-on-one. Nobody steps in. The refs basically tell the players to clear apart, and the two opposing skaters box on. Yeah? Basically, both get binned, and then they both come back on. Simple as that. Obviously, I understand the game now is a lot more different, but how good... Oh, goodness, I should choose my words wisely here. How... stuff it. How awesome would it be if the NRL introduced a one-on-one rule? If players had a bit of a biff against each other, just like they do in ice hockey, place them against one-on-one, have a box out, both of them get binned for 10, shake your hands afterwards, come on back in the field, and then you play. Yeah? You may cop a week suspension afterwards, but that's all right. I suppose you can also look at that as well. But yeah, good points there for sure. And just quickly, just wrapping up Torah Fuimano. And again, guys, please feel free to comment. I'm just sort of going over NRL topics. Feel free to ask me questions as well, please, as I do topics. It's just a loose bit of a show here today. But yeah, I just want to bring the question to you guys as well to mull over. Should Fuimano have been suspended for a season? Because, hey, Stunster is out for a season. Should Fuimano have been suspended for the duration of the season? I mean, yeah, I get people may think that's a bit harsh, but the reality is we have one young player not playing anymore until next season. And who knows what may happen to him then. Some players just never are the same after these type of injuries. Again, like I said, it wasn't intentional, but still the question needs to be asked. Should the NRL start implementing suspension lengths in adjacent to, in the same period, the same length of time as the players were injured? Pappenhausen, for example. Food for thought. Reading the... Yes, bring back the biff. Yes, bring back the biff, but bring it back to one-on-one. Yeah, like I mentioned before, the ice hockey stuff. Like I said, the refs, they clear a path. They tell the skaters to basically bugger off, and it's just basically one skater against another skater, and they get on. That's it. And there's no winners or losers, really, because both get binned, and then they come back and play. The NRL would be more different if they did that. Probably would settle a lot of things. All right. Next topic. Preseason is not the be-all, end-all, but it's a good indicator. Yes or no? What are your thoughts into that? I was sort of mulling over this question myself, and I sort of drew to the conclusion that, yes, obviously, preseason is just that. It's preseason. You can't lose sleep over it. You shouldn't get too excited or too down on it, right? But in saying that, I think the preseason to some teams, or maybe, I think some teams, maybe all teams, but I think some teams, it almost sets a blueprint of how the team will go. All right? Especially if the team had a poor season from last year and then they play this year and it's just somehow not great. Cough, cough, Tigers. Anyway, no, that's a joke. But you get what I mean. Can preseason or is it an indicator? One of the examples I use, for example, is I just said that twice, but one sort of thing is even Manly, for example, right? They had juniors there against the Tigers, and they basically ripped them to shreds. Granted, the first half obviously have a bit of the Tom Trbojevic, of course, a bit of DCE, bit of Fozza, but ultimately it's not like they've got like their full strength squad. And then they sort of verse a Tigers team that had a bit here and there. But I mean, even when the Manly team brought in the juniors, it was almost too much. Again, it's preseason. Yeah, I know. I get it. But what do you do? Obviously, it's contextual. You can't, for example, look at the Roosters. They literally had just about no one playing. Obviously, Raiders took advantage of that. So that's probably an example where it doesn't work. But for some teams, I do think, though, that our preseason is sort of like the be-all, end-all. For some, I think it's the blueprint anyway. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on that. Be great to see. But anyway, guys, want to keep this going. All right. This one here, I'm hoping that you guys can sort of chime in. It'll be really appreciated. But this is a game for you guys. So this game here is called First Player You Would Pick to Play For. And what I have basically is a number of international teams. And so you will tell me the player you'll pick, right, from that team. And I'll tell you mine, basically. So the first team. So the first player you would pick to play for the Kiwis. Who would you pick to play for the Kiwis? Obviously, the Kiwis. Look, I'm a proud Kiwi myself. Love the black jersey. But who would you pick? For me, the first, think of it as sort of like a draft, right? Like your first ever pick. Who is the top dude you're going to pick? For me, looking at that squad there, I reckon for me, it would have to be Brandon Smith. I think I'll pick Brandon Smith for me personally as the first rep for the Kiwis. Obviously, what he offers in the game is second to none. What he does, he's got the tenacity and the flair of a hooker, yet the build and the strength of a prop. It's actually quite a sight to behold. But for me, it's Brandon Smith straight off the bat. I'm just going to read some comments here. Not necessarily all-time SRT. Sorry, I think it's just more so current. So yeah, I should have probably clarified that. All of these international teams that I have below are all current players. So who would you pick right now? Currently, one player to pick. So yeah, like I said, for me, it's definitely the Kiwi. For the Kiwis, it's definitely Brandon Smith. He'll be my first go. Obviously, hooker, very important position. Hey, you could even look at the halves too, or probably even your forwards, aka James Fisher-Harris. But yeah, for me, it had to be Brandon Smith. Who would you pick? Who's the first player you would pick to play for the Kangaroos? For me, I reckon, and just quickly, once I get through this, I want to be talking. There'll be more in our topics to follow as well, so don't worry. This is just more like a little bit of a. I thought, you know what? Obviously, sometimes content can get a bit heavy, which is all right. But hey, I might just bring this here and there. It's just a little game for you guys to have to think about. There's no right or wrong answers. For the Kangaroos, who would you pick? For me, for the Kangaroos, look, there's no joke that it's no secret that the Aussies have a depth like no other when it comes to rugby league, right? You got the likes of should I even go there? You got the likes of Latrell Mitchell, to Tom Trbojevic, to Corey Oates, to Cameron Munster, right? DCE, Nathan Cleary. My goodness. They've got talent that I would absolutely just dream of having, aka Nathan Cleary. Would be great. All right, guys. So I'm just going to read through this. So Kahu Tepuke says, Johnson, sweet, yeah. SRT says Brandon Smith. Piripi Ikwasi says Dylan Watson and Selesniak. And then I'm assuming for the Kangaroos, Kahu Tepuke says Turbo easy, absolutely. Naze Williams says, yeah, Smith sound like the one, and captain as well, eh? There you go. And we're seeing a few Turbos here. So it's pretty obvious to see that Turbo is definitely making the rounds there. Yeah, for me, it's going to be easy. My first pick for the Kangaroos will have to be, Tom Trbojevic. But in saying that, there's a wrestle. Who would you pick? Tom Trbojevic, fullback, or Nathan Cleary? Who would you pick? Seriously. Tom Trbojevic or Nathan Cleary? Again, I'm not trying to make this a New South Wales dominant thing, Queensland. No. Just at face value as an Australian player. Nathan Cleary or Tom Trbojevic? Because I'll tell you what, both those players, we're witnessing them at their peak, and I think both of them can go up another level this year, which is quite scary and hacks me off as a Warriors fan. But, oh well, it is what it is. You just got to take it and eat it, I suppose. So, yeah. Yeah, who would you pick, though? Turbo or the Chin? Oh, this is an interesting one. Piripi, Josh Adokar. As a wing, sure, your first pick. Yeah, I mean, granted, we're talking about Adokar when he's playing for New South Wales, Adokar when he's playing for the Storm, right? That type of player for sure. Cleary all day, Nathan Cleary, and then we have SRT, Turbo, no doubt at all, can play him anywhere. Yeah, true. Man, Turbo at lock. Anyway, we'll move on. All right, now this when we get into the Pacific Island teams. Yeah, give me your thoughts. The Tongan Invitational, Torah. So, who would your first Tongan representative be? Again, for here, I think you're looking primarily at either a back or forward, right? You're not looking at your halves here. To be fair, I wouldn't anyway. You're not looking at the halves here for the Tongan team. In terms of halves, I think Tonga has, to be fair, very weak halves pairing, unless you add Kotoni Staggs, but then even then he's a natural centre. For me, from a Tongan invitation, I would add probably, I reckon, Adam Fullback. I think I would. As a prop, Adam Fullback. Obviously, you've got the likes of Tamaroro, Bangai Jr., but maybe it's just a biased person in me. But I would add Adam Fullback as my first pick there. AFB, yep. Okay, we've got a few AFBs. Hey, Levi, how you going? Nas, Walsh. Levi, how you going, man? Levi for the Aussies has picked Turbo. Yeah, absolutely. Nazi says Aiden Funor Blake, SRT with Dalmalolo. Nas Williams says forgot Jason. And Ben Murdoch, Marcela. Yeah, nice. Some nice options there. But yeah, for the Tongan team, I think it's more forward dominant, really, as opposed to anything else. You can sort of look at your backs, but I think they're a little bit thin there. Granted, they've got some, decent players there. Got Tony Staggs, Albert Hopper. There's some up and coming players too. But even Gola, for example. But in saying that, I think it's forward dominant there. All right, so we've gone from there. So who would you pick for the Toa Samoa team, right? Who would your first player be? I think this team here is an all-round good team. You got Brian To'o, Jerome Luai. You've got the likes of Junior Polo, obviously Martin, Marty Tapau. Then you've got Nofaluma if he played, Muli Talo, Joseph Swali. It's just look. All I'm just trying to say is that there's a heap of talent there. So who would you pick? For me personally, I think I'm picking in the Samoan side. First and foremost, you've got to have Brian To'o. Bizarre. You, in my opinion, cannot have a Samoan team without Brian To'o. If you have a Samoan team without Brian To'o, mate, you should not be selecting. You should not be anywhere near a rugby league ball. Don't even attempt it, buddy. So, yeah, basically, I'll have him first. But in saying that, what I'm trying to say is that you obviously have him in the team full stop. But, yeah, for me, it's bizarre. Obviously, you can look at Jerome Luai, what he provides. Granted, Jerome Luai, to me, is a very hot, cold player. When he's hot, he brings a very ad-lib style of footy that can't be replicated. It's not funny to watch him play. What I mean, though, is that the way he plays, it's just so ad-lib and so just what's going on that when it really gets going, it's hard to really defend. You know what I mean? It's almost like Sean Johnson style-esque, obviously his own style wise, but it's almost touch and a bit of that just flair. But when he's not good, he's not good. You know what I mean? So again, my toss-up was between either Jerome Luai or Brian To'o, but I'll pick Brian To'o personally as my first pick there to play for Toa Samoa. I'm going to read the comments now. Don't worry, you guys think you know all the answers. Wait till I get to some other countries where you guys have no idea what the heck's going on. All right. Jazz, okay. Kahu says Jazz. Nice. Yeah, Jazz Tavanga. Obviously, you need to build that grit, that bulldog mentality that we love at the Warriors. Absolutely. Jerome Luai. By Tony. Hey, Tony, how you going? To'o, Bizza brings the energy. Parameters, yep. Junior Polo, yep. Upiripi Ikwasi going with David Nofaluma from the Tigers. I assume you pick him for that. Nofaluma is just a very clean player, I think, yeah? He's not that robust sort of strongman type winger like To'o, but I think Nofaluma is just a very clean sort of a player. He's just a good player, all-rounder, and obviously is a good leader. He did miss out on being selected as part of the leadership team, though, for the Tigers, which I thought was a bit interesting. All right, so, and for those of you who are here, I'm just playing a game called First Player You Would Pick to Play For. That's it. First player you would pick. So basically, I have this, and then I've got different countries. We've been through a few now. We're now going to this one here. 3, 2, 1. Fiji Pati. We love the Fijians. We love seeing our Fijian wingers. We love seeing our Fijian forwards. Obviously, as a team, the big names probably going to stick out. You probably got the likes of, Kikau, Koreisau, for example, Sivo, obviously Ravalawa, maybe even the Warriors winger as well, right? Ratuva. But there's actually a few other Fijians too that you guys may not know of, who are also, can be selected as well that play in the NRL. But who would your first Fiji Bati player be? And let's go from there. But for mine, look, whenever you're thinking Fijians, you think forwards, sure, but probably not in the same sense as you think it for a Tongan team or even a Samoan team. But for the Fijians, you're looking at the backs, man, because that's where they do their damage, isn't it? Right? The halves, but their backs, man, you know what I mean? Like, come on, Fijian backs, goats. You know what I mean? Fijian backs are goats. Rugby union or league, they're the goats. Look, for me, I would personally, as I say that though, Kikau's name just suddenly jumps to mind. But I think for me, I'd pick, before I read the comments, the first player I would pick to play for Fiji Bati would be, I think, I think I'll go over winger, right? Stuff it. I'll go over, look, it'll be a toss-up between Sivo or Ratuva for the Warriors. I'm biased, Oh, well, it is what it is. But I think, either Junior Ratuva or Maika Sivo. I'm just going to look at the comments here. Maika Sivo, Ratuva, Koreisau, Semi Rajaja. Jeez, I believe he's playing in France, Rugby Union, I think. Hey, DFM, how are you, dude? How are you? All right, so yes, we've done Fiji Bati. All right, this is another team. I've got 3 more to do, but like I said, the last 2 you guys may struggle with, but we'll see what happens. And after completing the last 2, we have another few more topics to run through. All right. The Cookies, aka the Cook Islands. Who would you pick? This team here. Look, I think one thing about this Cook Islands team is that we underestimate their flair. I think in terms of just agility, in terms of pretty play, I think the Cook Islanders will probably offer play that probably we think is underrated or is underrated, I think. Look, in saying this, obviously, one name probably jumps to mind, probably harder than anything else. But look, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to say his name. It's an easy answer to give. I can say it, but it's such an easy answer to give. I would probably, besides the obvious, which is, just Joey Manu. Let's be honest now. Besides him, I'll be looking at, I reckon, Nukore. I reckon I'll look at him. I reckon Nukore will be one for me to look at. Or even him, or even Makaheshi Makato as well from the Parramatta Eels 2. Or even, Shana Harris. Sinak as well, sorry. Chance Nicole Cookstad or Holmes. Yeah, look, Holmes is interesting. Holmes is interesting because, obviously, when we're saying Holmes, we're looking at Holmes as the player when he was carving up, right? That's just the automatic assumption. If we're talking about the Holmes now, look, I'm going to have to sort of probably have a think there, SRT, right? I'm going to have a think there before jumping to Holmes, yeah? But obviously, we're talking about Holmes back pre-NFL. Absolutely, yeah, for sure. But look, for me, it's Sinak wins that battle. I think Holmes, unfortunately, has dropped form. That's what I think. He can pick it up, absolutely. But look, Holmes now, nah, I wouldn't personally. I'll pick Sinak any day of the week. Sinak for sure. Rapana, Charles Nicole Krugstad, Joey. Okay, yeah, we can't say Joey Manu because we just know that's just like the automatic first pick, bro. Like end of story. That dude, hands down, has already got a career that literally players dream of already. And I don't even think the dude's like 28. He's like not even, what? How old is he? like 25 years old, I think, 26. Man. Yeah, Pierre Cora is interesting. New Cora too. Yeah, for sure. I think Pierre Cora would be one. Rapana, obviously, yeah, for sure. All right. So we've got the last two here. And remember how I told you guys that these two nations here would probably have you guys with no comments? We'll see how we go here, yeah? I think I'll do this one first before I do the last one, yeah? See how we go here. Les Bleus. For those of you who don't know, Les Bleus is France. Les France. I have a soft spot for France, being French heritage myself. But in saying that, who's a player you would pick for France? Again, it's probably it's a hard one. I thought I'd throw it in there. Obviously, a lot of the players play for the Dragons. I've got one player I can throw in there, but you guys probably wouldn't even know his name anyway. Jordan Desiree would be one I'd throw in there. But yeah, if you guys can come up with a comment there, that'll be interesting. If not, I'll move that straight away. And we have two comments. This one. Les dono. Oui, merci. All right. Okay. That was tough. Hey, at least there's a bit of homework for you guys to do. Who can represent the French rugby league team? Because these are French. There's going to be a Rugby League World Cup happening at the end of the year, and the next one is going to be in France. So, bit of homework there for you guys. All right. This one here is the Setters, and for those of you who don't know, the Lebanon team. There's a plethora of sorry, bear with me, guys. There's a plethora of Lebanese players in the NRL, and even if you can remember some who've played in the World Cup as well. But who would one player be for you? For me, obviously, it's a toss-up between, unfortunately, but both, they both play in the same team. You've got Alex Twal, and you have Adam Doueihi, obviously, and sort of like my thoughts on them. So, Alex Twal, to me, I think, look, this is my own opinion. I love this dude. Like, this dude is the man, right? You put him in a different team, aka Storm. You put him in a team like the Roosters. You put him in a team like the Broncos. You put him in a team like the Rabbitohs. He's thriving. Yeah, he's one of their big dominant players. I think it's a big rap that I'm giving to someone like Alex Twal, but I just think this dude is the man. He just does the 1%ers right. I just think he is so close to Payne Haas. Is not even funny, like in terms of just that work rate, that work ethic. Hey, you may disagree. That's okay. I favor both those players equally. I think they're both great players, but Alex Twal to me would be my first pick for the Lebanese team over Adam Doueihi, who again, Adam Doueihi as well is actually growing in his own right too as a player. He's actually sort of borderline going beyond that ceiling I thought he was reaching. He can actually take beyond that. Obviously, he comes back from injury very soon or midway through the season. How does he sort of perform remains to be unseen, but I think he too will be a player to pick. But I think, look, for me personally, it's Alex Twal, and he'll be the captain as well. I'm actually pretty devastated that Alex Twal wasn't even mentioned in their leadership team. To be honest, anyway. All right, guys. So I'm just going to quickly go through the comments here. Hey, Jericho, how are you, my brother? Bevan French, yes, that's good. Yes, it's a shame because France. Yeah, that's right. Yes, France have been around for decades, and I'm not sure if you guys know, but in the 50s, France were the team, right? But in saying that's all right. We will get France back there again. Mitchell Moses for the Lebanese team, absolutely. Yeah, free. Bro D, what's up, my bro? I'm new around. I'm a diehard Warrior supporter. Not looking forward to Sean Johnson being back. Ooh. Oh, you sort of just do your own thing, mind your own business, and then a question like this just stumps you right there. Yeah, look, I can see where you're coming from, to be fair, bro. Bro D. I'm assuming it's because age. Is it age? Is it injury prone? Is that why you're not looking forward to him coming back? Is it potentially because he could possibly stuff up maybe the Warriors' attacking structure? Could he perhaps bring some sort of attitude that, again, there's a plethora of reasons. I get it. I'd like to know your thoughts, though, but I get what you mean, though. To be fair, when you look, in terms of just trying to be a positive Warriors fan, I'm just going to sort of just go forward with this, right? Like Sean Johnson, 100% is my mindset. Granted, though, I do know in the back of my mind, though, there's a lot riding on this for him. Obviously, it's all good and well that he's back. Obviously, nostalgia. He's a Warriors son. He's a Warriors legend. You put him in the elites in the Warriors, yeah? But still, there's a premiership to be won. There's a top 8 to make. And we need to rely on, we need to rely on him to do it, primarily, right? So, yeah, I know what you mean. But, yeah, if you want to give me more into that as we sort of flick through the comments, that'll be great. But, yeah, just tell me more on what you mean there. But, yeah, sort of get what you mean for sure. Mitchell Moses, regarding the Lebanese team, yes. All right, okay. Do you think Jas Tavanga will be in the starting 13 for the Warriors? Do I think, and look, for those of you who are viewers, if you're new, please subscribe. I'm near 500. When we get to 500, I'll be doing a special subscriber giveaway to one of you lucky subscribers. I'll be giving guys merch of some sort. But yeah, just hang in there, so to speak. Yeah, look, starting 13, I guess. Then you've got the likes of Curran there. Obviously, you've got players like Ben Murdoch-Masila. Then you've got Wade Egan. It's will he be in the starting 17? Absolutely, I believe. Will he be in the starting 13? I don't think so. I don't know. Because you sort of the race then I reckon becomes between him and Curran, right, for that lock position. And I want to be honest with you, as much as I love Jas Tavanga, I am leaning more towards Josh Curran, personally. But yeah, you tell me your thoughts there. Can he make the 13? Don't think so. But can he absolutely be in the bench? Absolutely. Of course, he'll definitely make he'll definitely make the 17. All right. So thanks again, guys, for playing that game there with me. That was called Who Would You Pick? The next one as well, I'm just going to chuck some other teams as well. We'll have a bit of fun. It's all done in good fun. All right, so now I've got the remaining sort of topics here. I've got about, I think, 4 topics. But again, feel free to ask me questions in between all of them. That is A-okay. All right, so Corey Parker. All right, Corey Parker suggests that Cowboys should get rid of multi-million-dollar player Jason Taumalolo. Thoughts? Now, if you guys are unaware, there was an article that came yesterday pertaining to Corey Parker, who was suggested just due to the amount of money cap space that Jason Taumalolo takes up, that they should offload him, right? Or get rid of him somehow. Maybe pay him off, say, for example, pay him, because he's into his 5th year, so obviously there's another 5 more years. Maybe pay him $3 million off the bat, so they have $2 million spare, something like that. And he suggested that maybe they should get rid of him. First thing, red flag. All right, I'm not even a Broncos fan or Cowboys fan, but red flag. You've got a Broncos legend, Hall of Famer, telling the Cowboys how to operate their own team. Red flag straight off the bat. You know what I mean? Just don't even go there, dude. Don't even go there. That's my first thought. That is my first thought. Like, who are you to tell me what to do with my team when you play with the team that we hate, right? But in saying that, look, if I'm not thinking like that, if you're thinking it from a logical sense, it does make sense. I mean, granted, Taumalolo did come from, unfortunately, probably one of his look, the footy he produces is second to none. In terms of forwards, he's arguably the best of all time. Big call there, but in terms of just what he's done for the game, he's such a brilliant ball runner. As a forward, though, primarily as a lock, you'd have to put him as the greatest? One of the greatest locks of all time? Anyway. But yeah, in terms of what he's been producing as of late, look, it hasn't been the Jason Taumalolo we know. Granted, I think he's 27, 28. So obviously age is catching up with him. And to be fair, there's only so much tough running you can do, eh? You know what I mean? Like, your body is primed and ready at that young age to just run into brick walls, a.k.a. your David Fitters, your Tino Faso Maliawis, your Bunty R4s. And then I think you age, and then you get to that point, you're sort of past that, 28, 29 probably mark, and your body's probably not as strong as it was, right? It's the reality. It's the nature of the beast, man. It's Father Time. So when you're looking at it from that aspect, if Taumalolo's running game of the strongest asset, which is brute force and brutality, if that is being hindered due to age, injuries, lack of form, then what does he have? And what can he offer? Obviously, he's got that leadership. And again, I'm not trying to say this as somebody who's trying to look down on him. No. This is just me trying to look at options as to why Corey Parker said what he said. Again, bear with me, because I do think Dumbledore is a brilliant player. As I said, I have him in my books as one of the greats, right? End of story. But in terms of what the Cowboys are wanting, what he can produce, and what's happening in the cap space, I haven't even mentioned Valentine Holmes. I haven't even mentioned Chad Townsend, right? But there's a lot of heavy lifting going on there at the Cowboys. And unfortunately, two of those three players probably need to do a bit more heavy lifting. And I'm not even talking about Dumbledore here. You know what I mean? So again, for that cap space. So those are just little thoughts there. Is he right? Is he wrong to have suggested that? I'm not too sure, but it's an interesting point. Where would Dumbledore go? Hey, come to the Warriors, buddy. But yeah, the Bro D throwing us off. Yeah, sorry guys, just gonna be reading the comments. The Bro D throwing us off track. Josh Curran gonna be playing State of Origin. Oh, that is a huge call. That's a huge call. I'm a huge State of Origin fan. I'm sure there are those of you who support Queensland, aka Jericho, but I'm a huge Origin fan, particularly New South Wales. Oh, look, man, you've got maybe. I mean, yeah, we'll see. There's so much depth in that New South Wales team for the next couple of years. Can Josh Curran really break through that? That's probably a topic on its own for another Ball chat. But I mean, it's a serious question though. Can he? I think this year for Josh Curran, I think he needs to really focus on being quality. I think that's it. Yeah, he needs to focus on being a quality player. He needs to offer that defensive service, that offensive service, but he just needs to be quality. We need to see that motor of his. We need to see that more stamina, more involvement. He was great last year, but there was a patch there, let's be honest, where he sort of rose, and then he sort of plateaued, and then he sort of just slightly went downhill for a little bit. So again, it's about trying to have that consistency with Josh Curran. For me personally, that's what I'm going to be seeing, because I absolutely love Josh Curran, and I love the fact that he signed with us, and I love the fact that he wants to play and represent, play for the Warriors, go to New Zealand. Those are bonus. You can't buy that stuff, right? There's no money that can buy that stuff. So those qualities there, those intangibles, you can't buy it. But in terms of him as a player, as an individual player, in terms of him trying to reach his goals, I think Josh Curran, for me personally, just needs to be consistent. He needs to show us that high-quality consistency, right? And I can literally keep saying this until I'm blue in the face, but it is what it is. He needs to show us high-quality consistency, because having really good games, say, for example, 5 games in a row, then dropping off 2 to 3 times, and then rising up again for the next 6, and then dropping off for the next 2, it's okay, but that's not consistency, is it? And those players who play in the State of Origin, for the New South Wales team anyway, jokes, are very consistent players, right? You know what I mean? They're players who turn up every game. Jake Turbo, Cameron Murray, sure, maybe the odd game, granted. But generally speaking, they're quite consistent throughout the year. You know what I mean? Your Tommy Turbos, Cameron Masters. So again, it's going to be interesting. Johnson went away and matured into the role. He won't be the razzle-dazzle like before, but he'll set the boys up. Yeah, I agree. That to me is the ultimate premise, the ultimate reason why you get him. Yeah, if you're getting Sean Johnson to basically have him mirror what he's done before in the past on YouTube, on the YouTube channels, don't fool yourself. Don't expect that to be the case. All right. We're talking about somebody who, as Kahu to Puka has explained, we're looking for, it's going to be a player who's more mature, right? Someone who's more mentally mature than what he was beforehand in the rugby league context, right? Again, the rugby league context. He's going to be that type of player that will give us the good kicking game. Like, it is so important to have a good kicking game for the Warriors. It's not even funny. It is actually not funny. We need a good kicking game, because I think it's one thing that we've struggled with year in, year out. These goal line dropouts, right? We can't keep doing that. that puffs us out, that takes our energy. They try, anyway. Yes, as Jericho says, I'll just quickly jump the line here. We get to see it though, kids. Yeah, that's right. So we'll have to wait and see because, there's a few in that camp there who are probably a bit more reserved with Sean Johnson than I, but yeah, we'll see. SRT. I agree with Parker only because I want for the wires. Give him large cash. Yeah. Do you think Reece Walsh should get his suspension reduced a week because he didn't play in this game like Rabbitsman? Yeah, look, I will touch on that subject. I'll actually touch on that subject. We're going to pass through this just quickly. Jason Damolo should stay because he, the big player for the Cowboys. Corey Park should get real with this. If Jason Damolo leave the Cowboys, will be at the bottom four. Yeah. That is a good point. And for those of you who are here, don't forget to ask questions, subscribe, all the good stuff there. Hope you're well. All right. So after this, we'll have two more topics to discuss, and then we'll conclude. Braden Trindle. So for those of you who don't know, the Sharks played against the Panthers, and Braden Trindle. So there was a player called Thomas Jenkins who ran into him and he slipped. Right. So he slips, he runs and he slips directly. And basically, Braden Trindle, because of that, hits him illegally, quote unquote, and was binned and is now being suspended for 2 games. Should he have been binned or suspended for the tackle on Thomas Jenkins? And for those of you who didn't watch it, like I said, Thomas Jenkins runs at him, but then he slips. Yeah, so he runs, he slips, and because he slips, Braden Trindle was already in the tackling position. Instead of tackling his chest, he is now basically, tackling his head and hits his head, so to speak. So now Trindle is suspended, so on and so forth. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? We've come across this before. The NRL have tried to explain it to us countless amount of times, trying to tell us that, this is the way it is, head highs. But where is the leniency on the player who, has to tackle someone who's slipping? What are your thoughts there? But yeah, that's just one sort of topic I thought I'd bring up there. I think it sucks. I think it's unfair, to be honest. The NRL need to surely mitigate those issues there. Somehow try to fix the issue there. Sure. All right. Now, there was a question there regarding Reece Walsh and him missing the All-Stars team, right? I'm assuming he could have played for either team, to be fair. My own personal opinion is stuff it. If he could have played for 2, then you take away suspensions for 2 games, right? So he plays round 1. There you go. But that's just me. That's just me and all my logic there. But Mitchell missed All-Stars game. Now counts towards suspension, as you guys know. Smith and Walsh now seeking same. So what are your general thoughts on that? Latrell Mitchell, look, as we all know, Rabbitohs applied and they actually won that, surprisingly, doing the same. Look, for my own opinion, yes, it has to be an obvious situation, though. Was Smith and Walsh going to be picked? Absolutely they were. It was a no-brainer there. So because of that, I do believe they should probably fall under the same, category there as Latrell Mitchell. I think it's only fair, to be honest. But again, guys, you tell me what your sort of thoughts are there. And again, don't forget to comment and stuff as I'm winding this up. But yeah, we're going to go to the last topic here. West Tigers 5-man leadership group, but no Alex Twal. So if you guys are not aware, the Tigers in the last couple of days announced a 5-man leadership group. I don't believe it's captains. But basically, they didn't have Alex Twal, which was actually very, very surprising, as I mentioned before. For those of you who probably don't really know what this is about, I think it's important for teams. It's almost adjacent to the Warriors, say, for example, having a 5-team leadership group and then leaving out the likes of probably Tavanga, right? Or leaving out the likes of maybe even someone like, a Adam Fanua Blake, or maybe even, Dylan Watson and Selesniak, for example. It's along those lines there. So that's probably the contextualized sort of setting there I'm giving for you guys. So I think it's really important for teams that when they do set these groups to really pick those guys who fans really like, especially from their own team. Like Alex Toll is a fan favorite for generally all teams, a lot of people. But again, I just thought it was a bit silly there. But you tell me your opinions as I go through the comments. Look, guys, I think this sort of is, that's the last sort of thing. So please ask away. If not, we'll be cleaning this up and heading out. So SRT says can't be doing double standards. I agree. SRT said Mamalo said on Nofaluma scene. Yeah, like I said, Nofaluma and Alex Twal. You're gonna pick Mamalo over them? Really? So look, again, that's not taking anything away from Mamalo, right? Not at all. But just remember, right? If you have a player like Nofaluma who was born and raised in that Tigers jersey, right? It's like the same as picking, say, for example, Lodge in the leadership group and leaving out Tavanga. That's it. That's as simple, plain, and cut for you guys as I can make it. It's basically Lodge being picked ahead of just Tavanga for the leadership group. That's it. And it's just insulting. It makes no sense. And I reckon the NRL, or the teams anyway, need to do something about it. Hurt Mola was brought up. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. All right, guys, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. But, oh, crap. Damn. All right, my bad. A quick look at the preseason games. I actually forgot I even had this here. Okay, here we go. Stumped. Okay, my bad. All right, so there's more content on the way. So sorry about that. I'm just going to read this comment here before I quickly look into the preseason games. I reckon Walsh should get a 1 week reduction for the week he copped from the Times game, but Brandon Smith shouldn't because suspension was off-field incident. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, look, good question. SRT, thoughts on CHT at fullback? If you guys haven't seen, please look at my prior videos as well. I did upload a Warriors video, a preview, so to speak, of our match against the Titans this Saturday. Also, please join me for a live as well. I'll be tuning in live for this game. Join me as we yarn and talk all things Warriors. I hope you don't see me lose my mind, but I shouldn't. It's just a preseason, so there'll be no losing of the minds. But join me, and we'll have a yarn and discuss all things rugby league, all things Warriors. But yeah, basically, I give you guys my thoughts in the video anyway on CHT, my thoughts on it as well. So I'm not going to talk too deeply on it. I do encourage you guys to please watch my content. But just quickly, my thoughts on CHT at fullback. Oh, it is what it is. It's a good experiment. How will he go there? I think is probably more the question. So for me, I guess the same question could be asked to you, SRT. Thoughts on CHT at fullback? Don't think Norfolk was interested. Someone said he too mellow. Okay, fair enough. All right, so yes, my bad. This shows you just how in tune to my own content I am, which is not tuned at all. Quick look at preseason games. So as you guys know, we have week 2 coming up, and I cannot wait. I'm so happy because the last week of trials, and then we have that weekend of dread and fear and sadness, and then bang, 10th of March, baby, we kick it off. Rugby League is back. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, and I could use all those action adjective words, but I'm not going to. I think I've thrown enough hand signals there. All right, so just quickly, Manly and Raiders play each other. Look for preseason to week 2. I think we're going to see more stronger teams, to be fair, because now is the buckle end of the preseason. Obviously, this is going to be the last time you play before things are serious, before crap hits the fan, so to speak. So again, Manly Raiders, I'm going to assume that Manly will have a 80% to 90% strength team. Raiders will be the same. Both teams won their game prior weeks. Look for this game here. I think I'm going to be looking to see your Tom Trbojevic, your Trbojevic brothers, your Vaingas, right? Your goalers for Manly. Olakawatos. You're going to be seeing your Fozzers, your DCs. How's that combination going to go? For Raiders, you want to see that battle between Savage and Cenac. The beauty about it is just how good is Xavier Savage. He is a savage on the field. What a cheap pun, but he's a savage on the field. That was really cheap, but he's great. He's so good to watch, and there's just something about him. He has that almost Reece Walsh-like thing where when he has the ball in hand, he almost just somehow manages to get line breaks at ease. It's amazing. But that battle between Cenac and him, it's going to be the one to see who, I think, in my opinion anyway, wears that number 1 jersey heading into the Raiders round 1 game. And look, you can't look at it and say Cenac should be because experience stuff. I get it, I understand that, but I'm telling you guys right now, Xavier Savage is putting up his hands, man. I'm telling you now, he's doing some things there. So Sticky has a very sticky situation. Again, another cheap pun. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But he has another situation there where he will have to calculate who he picks, right? And I'm assuming, again, with Raiders, there'll be more of their best players coming as well. So expect your Krokers, Corey Hata-Weda-Naidas, Babalis, right? Whitons, I assume. Your Sebastian Chris's, right? So again, just expect the more consistent team, Raiders team that we're used to seeing, and obviously your T-Mokos as well. But for this game here, I'm going to go with Manly to win this game. Oh, look, Manly 28, Raiders 16. Yeah, just something like that. I'll read the comments before going to the next game. And again, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff there. All right, hang on, here we go. You're going to have live stream on the Warriors game this year, my bro. You should. I'll watch the games with you. Thanks, Levi. Yeah, I will, man, for sure. I will. I definitely will. Won't be as much, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to record every single game and watch it, but I'll definitely record a lot more. I think this year, last year, I think my channel was more a time of learning. Right now, I'm sort of out of the woodworks. I'm a bit more experienced. Still got a ways to go, but I'm slowly just learning as I sort of muck around and play. I also learn at the same time. I like Csj Fullback has the skill set. Piripi Ikwasi says Manly 20-12. Okay, so you're thinking a close game. Okay. And Jacko, hey, how you going, Jacko? Good to have you back. And I will reply to your comments as well on YouTube. Sorry, I have YouTube, Instagram, as well as Twitter. Please feel free to follow me on them. As cool as it'd be great. Cool. Csj Fullback experience in a vital position when we have Dylan Watson as a cover. Dangerous selection. Csj should pass. Should be Sean Johnson's halves partner. Yeah. Again, I do believe. Yeah, that's a great point you make there. But I do believe though that Nathan Brown is for some reason still experimenting. I'm a bit worried that he's still experimenting in the halves, and I'm actually worried that the best half player that's not. I'm actually worried that all right, stuff that I want to say. Okay, if you disagree, let me know. But I'm actually worried that besides Sean Johnson, the best half player is not playing in Adam Cook. Okay, there you go, mic drop. Tell me what you guys think there. But anyway, we go into game 2. Roosters and the Tigers. Look, Tigers had a somewhat stronger squad last week against Manly. Roosters had no squad against the Raiders. How's this going to pan out? I reckon you're going to see the likes of Joey Manu back. You're going to see your Tedesco's. Like I said, this is primarily about trying to bring in your big players before the big dance, right? Before the music hits, before the dance party is underway. This is what it's like. This is the G-up. Roosters will be bringing their best squad, I reckon, or close to. You're going to see the likes of Tedesco, your Crichtons, your Tupo Newers, your Taukeahos, your Tupos, Tedesco's, as I mentioned before, right? Your Manus, yeah. You're going to see probably the return of your Kiris, your Walkers. Oh, who's the other guy? Goodness, that big dude. He played Queensland prop as well. His name escapes me every time. Every time. He got injured, ACL, I believe, and he was out for the duration of last season. Anyway, he'll be part of it as well. I don't know what to say in this game here. I really fear for Maguire's job security. I really do. I shouldn't, but I do. I really see him getting the chop, man. If the Tigers don't win their next, if the Tigers honestly lose 5 to 6 games before it's even round 10, bro, I'm serious. Like, I don't see him keeping this job at all. I don't. What are your thoughts there? If you're a Tigers fan, what are your thoughts there? I just feel like there's a lot of pressure, especially with Tim Sheens, right? Breathing down the Tigers' neck, and then you're the likes of, other old club players as well in there. It seems to me like the Tigers are really trying to rely on nostalgia, right, from the staffing sense. But yeah, look, just to quickly sum this game, I think, look, dare I even say it, if the Roosters are going to bring their somewhat strong squad and the Tigers bring theirs, right, I still think Roosters, man. I think it's going to be a blowout, 30 points to 12. Anyway, I'll read the comments before I go into the next game. And welcome. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff there. Okay. All right. 100% Adam Cook was awesome, especially that 40. Yeah, that 40-20. 40-20s are amazing. 40-20s are a breath of fresh air. 40-20s are cologne on a smelly body. right? That's what it is. It's just a relief. It's a bandage on a wound, right? It's a flower on Valentine's Day. No, but it's just, no, that's good. They're good. All right, so the Roosters, Biddippy says 28-10. Collins, yes, that's it. Thank you, SRT. Thank you. Chooks will tear tight. Yeah, they will. And I think it's going to be I don't want to say it. Oh, goodness. Okay, I want to say it. I'm sorry. But I think they're going to turn to shreds, and that is literally going to be the catalyst for their season. Yep. That's going to be the catalyst for their season, and I am... Again, I don't want to say it, but I think that's it. Yeah, that's game. That's game over. That's game over for them. And Maguire. Collins, yes, thank you. No questions, just a big pat on the back for your content and persistent improvement. Thank you, TYY. I appreciate that very much. Very, very much. Thank you. G'day. Hey, CJ Moxie. How are you, my dude? Good to have you here, bro. Good to have you here. And TYY, Aroha. Yep, back at you as well. Aroha to you as well. Malo. All right, so we go into this one here. Ooh, don't we love this one, boys? Warriors, boys, ladies and gentlemen, right? Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, all right. Warriors and Titans. Obviously, again, this game here, if you haven't, I've already done my preview, so I'm not going to really go too deeply into this one here. I'm sorry, guys, because I already have a video on it that goes a lot more deeper than what I can explain. But long story short, obviously, experimentation is a worry, I think, somewhat. It's going to be interesting to see how the players sort of play for the Warriors. Again, the Titans, I'm assuming they're going to be bringing an arsenal of their big players. Tino Fasua, Maliawi, David Fifita, Jared Wallace, Kevin Proctor, Brian Kelly, who I love. I love Brian Kelly. One of my favorite players, hands down. Just love the way he plays the game. I see him growing this year, personally. But stuff that I'll defend Brian Kelly till the end. He's my dude. Jaden Campbell, right? Your Marzus, your for this, like I said, I don't want to go too in depth here because I've already explained it. So I guess for me, it's just more so just watching these two teams. I've got the Warriors here winning. I think it'll be a tight affair, 20 points to 12. But you tell me what your thoughts are there. I want to read the comments here. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm going to quickly. SRT has Tigers for the spoon. Jacko here says, if their clubs don't perform, Payne Maguire are on thin ground and Brown is... Yeah, well, that's reality. I'm here throwing stones at Tigers. Reality, I better watch the stones being thrown at me, right? Look at me talking like my coach is not on the chopping block. How dare I? That's right. That's very true, Jacko. Young Cook looks really good. Could be a bolt. Absolutely. We need to sign. We need those players. All right, we need those players. Simple as that. I'm good. Cool. Yes. That's going to be a beautiful game to watch, that one. The Charity Shield is always a good game to watch. A lot of history, a lot of pride, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. That's one to watch. I cannot wait for that one. Tigers for the spoon. SJ about to unleash Wale. Hope so. Warriors 22. Titans 14. Yeah, like I said, it's not about winning per se. As I say, it's about effort. We'll see what happens. All right. So this one here, where the Panthers and the Eels. Oh, okay. I'm not too. I don't believe Cleary is playing. I still believe he's managing a shoulder injury, right? So don't expect him there. But I reckon this Panthers team will be probably near strength. The likes of To'o, I assume, will be playing Luai, Fisher Harris, Gikau, Koreisau. Probably get to see the new combinations in the back as well, right? With Stephen Crichton and or Staines, right? Depending. Obviously got Edwards there. Or will the other Crichton be used? Christian Crichton, Stephen Crichton's brother. He used to play for the Panthers, then he went to the Bulldogs. Now he's back at home for the Panthers. But it's going to be interesting to see how they go. You got the likes of Tago as well as Turuva as well. So again, a plethora of backs there for them. For the Eels, I'm assuming they're going to have the likes of Galfosi, Mitch Moses, Bolo. Again, I'm just saying this under the assumption that they will, because this is the last week to really show your worth, right? Particularly if the coach sees you as a player who could play. It is technically the last time to do it. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, I'm just going to... Oh, okay, I'll read the comments before we get into other stuff. Okay. Hey, Fanatics, how you going, dude? I'm good. Hope you're well, man. You are I believe you're moderator here, man. So, yeah, cool. I'm doing well. Good to see you. Hoof-hearted, tight spine too young. We'll make the 8. Yeah, I suppose, but there's something about growing together. I think a lot of psychology involved in that as well, right? Not just in general life, but even on the paddock. But yeah, that could potentially work for them. But then you've got their forwards too, who I'm sure will carry them. Granted, their spine is weak, sure, but let's not forget, it's not like their spine is slow. They're actually quite bloody fast. I'm not saying that speed is what you want in the spine, but still, probably a note to probably an attribute to note down. Doesn't matter if we lose to the Titans as long as effort is good. Hell, maybe a good thing to get kick in the butt preseason. Yeah, I guess. But then we as Warriors fans, as you know, Jacker here, a kick in the butt probably just means we're going to be out and done for the rest of the season. The Titans didn't look good against the Flat Broncos, sure. Yeah. Defensively, you can say that as well. Hey, Troy, how are you, man? How are you, Troy? Welcome. Nas Williams, Eels for the win. Panthers B-side. Look sharp. Yeah, well, that's right. They're beat. Exactly. They're B-side, right? They're B-side. So imagine the A side. But yeah, quickly for this Panthers-Eels game, I have Panthers winning it probably 20 points to 18, right? Close game. But I think Panthers in control. As CJ was talking about there's a charity shield. Very great, very cool game to watch here between the Rabbitohs and Dragons. They bring out the best of each other sometimes, I think, which is odd, right? Because they just do. They just mix for some reason. Some teams just mix when they play each other. It's good to watch. Look, again, with this team here, I'm assuming that you're going to bring in your big guns. You're going to have the Burgess showdown, which I'm looking forward to. Tom and George. George coming back from apparently an injury that has never been come back from ever in sport. It's going to be good to see the brothers running each other, right? Burgess and Burgess violence is literally what I'm here for. It's literally why this channel was made. All right, so you're going to have the likes of Taff. I'm assuming, Cody Walker for the Dragons. You're going to be seeing Armon there. You're going to be seeing Su'a, right? Jaden Su'a as well make his debut. Moses Sully obviously played last week. But again, we're going to just be seeing, I think, just those teams test themselves out. Again, Rabbitohs, I think for them, I don't expect, though I think they'll bring a full strength squad, I don't think they'll be too worried about this game. But in saying that, obviously, there's a charity shield, so they do go all out. How all out do you go, though, before round 1 remains to be seen. But in saying that, it'll be a tough game. But this game's tough because the Dragons have evolved to a degree, haven't they? They've evolved. And they actually did well against the Eels, right? So, look, for this game here, though, I still think the Rabbitohs will win this game here. I think it'll be a close encounter, 16 points to 12. Rabbitohs for me. All right, just reading the comments before I finish the last 2 or 3 games. Shauna Sutton was excellent, filling in from Nick Cleary last week. We should have kept them for sure. Yeah, we should have, but I don't know. Something happened there. Dragons, round 1 game, so it'll be interesting. Watching this game, interesting. Yeah, that's right. If you're a Warriors fan, right, you watch this game. Yeah, simple as that. You watch this game. Simple as that. Rabbitohs 30 points, 22. Yep. I agree there, Piripi. Rabbitohs win. Dragons looking to break a long drought in charity shield against the yeah. Look, I don't think they do. I still think that the Rabbitohs will have it over them personally, but that's just me. All right. We come down here and we are just rewarded with this beauty of a match. It's a preseason game, but it doesn't matter. When these 2 teams play each other, the gloves come off, right? It's bare knuckle boxing at its finest. Cowboys, Broncos. Again, I do imagine that you're going to see a somewhat full strength team for both teams. When I say somewhat, I mean, probably like 85%. The Cowboys, I'm sure you'll see Holmes, Dalmalolo in there. For the Broncos, I'm sure you'll see Staggs back. You'll see Payne Haas. I'm not too sure about Reynolds, though. Rumors doing the rounds that he's not going to be playing round 1, which is interesting. He should be, because he'll be playing his old club. But in saying that, it's going to be good to see. Look, for this game here, even though it's preseason, I think a lot of prize on the line, right? It doesn't matter whether these teams play each other in the preseason or the NRL season. They always want to sort of have a smash at each other. But for me, look, I'm going to have to go with this is tough, yeah. Hey. always get sucked in by the Broncos. I'm telling you. Just telling you about them. But I'm with the Cowboys here to win this game here. 24 points to 20. That's right, 24 points to 20 for me. All right, going to read the comments. Dragons for me. Souths have had some big changes. Yeah, true. That's true, particularly when you look at the halves. Yeah, granted, I didn't mention that. MS Fanatic, didn't see you there. Awesome. Anyway, guys, we've got 2 more games to go before I round this off. Storm and Knights, look, this game here is probably a foregone conclusion. Before I even utter the words, Storm here to win. They might even hammer this team, eh? They lost before. We know it's preseason, but we know what Craig Bellamy is like. One of the greatest coaches of all time. To a lot of people, the greatest coach of all time. I just see him smashing the Knights. I don't know how the Knights win this game. I don't know. I don't know. Unless the Storm bring their C team. But I think the Storm are going to probably be a bit more readied up for this game here. Again, just remember, week 2 is normally the time where players want to put their hands up. Players are going to be willing and chomping at the bit to play, right? Week 1 is different. It's week 1, whatever. Week 2, hey, that's just 2 weeks before the actual dance. So I do see the Storm perking up and beating the Knights here quite well. I reckon, probably 30 points to 6, something like that. 30 points to 6. Ekwasi has the Broncos 33 top. Whoa, that's a huge one. That's a huge one. Broncos like to give Cows a big wake-up call. Broncos by 20. Storm by lots. Always good, Miss Fanatic. Miss Fanatic. Can't afford to be bad. Yeah, good on you, Jacko. That's the way, bro. For everyone, that's the way, eh? I hope you guys are well, generally, and I hope you're happy. And if you're not, hey, stick around, hang around, yeah. Do my best from my end anyway to help you as well there. But for me, Storm by a lot, by a bucket load. It's going to be storming out there. See that pun I used? Man, you guys are so looking forward to all my puns. Oh, gosh. Okay. Sharks and Bulldogs. Look, the last game of week 2 before kickoff on the 10th of March. Bulldogs, surprisingly enough to me, didn't play to the level I wanted them to. Granted, I know it's a team that is building chemistry, so I'm not here to kick them. But boy, oh boy, do you just want to see something. And against a struggling Knights team, I don't think they did enough. Again, it's preseason, so I'm not going to throw everything there. Right, so I'm going to pause there for a little bit. But yeah, Sharks, hey, they come off a very tough loss against the Panthers B team. Granted, the Sharks actually had some tough players in there. They had some of their top players. So it's not worrying, but it's like you better kick the Bulldogs' butts when you game, right? Simple as that. Look, for me, both teams here come, I think, hurt. If you're Bulldogs especially, you got to remember, guys, that the Bulldogs, regardless of what your thoughts are, Trent Barrett is also another coach that could be potentially on the chopping block. There's so many coaches here that are on the chopping block, man. It's not even funny. Who are they going to find to replace these coaches, man? Can I put my hand up to coach? Anyway, the Sharks and the Bulldogs will be ready for this game. The Sharks need to improve, right? The Bulldogs need to improve. I know it's preseason. I get it. But like I talked about before, is preseason to a degree is it to a degree the foreshadowing of your team season? Week 1, no. Week 2, I think so, right? Tigers are unfortunately already showing us a bad blueprint, right? So it's a wait and see there. But yeah, look, the Sharks and the Bulldogs, this game here could go one-sided, eh? Like, I think this game here won't be tight. I think it's going to go one-sided. And I reckon the Bulldogs will win this one here. I don't know why. Just have this feeling they do. 16 points to 6. There you go. Something like that. I'm going to read the comments before I tie this up. And if you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff there before I turn this off. Okay. Nas Williams. Be interesting, that game as well. Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Bulldogs 16-14. And now Sharkies Dog is going to be a very interesting game. Both have big expectations this season. Absolutely. HTB, bro. Old man Flanagan will make a good fit. Yeah. Yep. I agree. All right, guys. So now this is the conclusion. This is the conclusion. Thanks again, guys, for being part of this. I actually generally forgot about my previews. Like I sort of just finished the NRL news there, and I thought, well, I'm done. And then I saw that I had the previews there. So my apologies. But hey, you guys get bonus content that I knew about accidentally. That is a really weird sort of way to put it. But there you go. Look, this week here, all the best to your teams, right? It's do or die in the sense that this is it. This is the last bit of ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that you give before the real thing, right? It's a long season, or it can be a long season for some teams. And to be fair, this is probably looking like one of the toughest seasons yet. You got the Roosters coming back to full strength. You got Manly. You got the Storm. You got Panthers, Rabbitohs deciding what's happening there. The Dragons, Raiders potentially. There's a lot of things happening. So again, with this preseason, it's going to be tough. Like really, these games here, there's no guarantee. Round one, there's absolutely no guarantee. We're just going to have to wait and see. But in saying that, guys, please feel free if you're new to subscribe. Like I said, when I get to 500 subs, I'm going to be doing a one lucky subscriber will be given some merch, basically merch. Yeah, a giveaway there. I'll have to decide what it is, whether it's merchandise or just merch. One, right? But in saying that, thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will just quickly read the comments before we conclude, finally. Glad you smiled. Cheers, man. Shane Flanagan, commentary and tactic during games last week. Suggests he would be a good fit. Only got here late, but thanks again for the lives. Great place to vent. No worries. Thanks, Doko. Bless. God bless you. Bless you too. Bless you all, actually. Great video, bro. Thank you, Piripi. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, Fanatics. Fanatics, you and I, we have a lot of projects to do, particularly the Magic Round 10. But yes, we'll get there when the time is due. But in saying that, guys, hope you all. Like I said, I'll be going live on Saturday, watching this game. Cannot wait. I'll see you guys there. Watch my videos, all that good stuff there. I hope you all be well, be easy, and be nice to one another. All right. I think it's important to be nice. Be kind. Yeah, smile. Be well. But in saying that, see you guys next time. And just remember, hold the ball.